Tonight's training is going to focus on digital cookie. Sorry, get my screen ready. Tonight's training focuses on digital cookie, but in talking about digital cookie, we also have to see some eBuddy spots. So I will show you eBuddy also, and the eBuddy that I'm going to show you is demo. So it's not truly the live site, it's a demo site that I can use. And the reason that I do that is because when I use the demo site, I can force it to be in different parts of the season than we're actually in. So we will see the demo site a little bit, and it will have some functionality that you just don't have yet because it's not that part of the season yet. And this way you know what's coming. So when you log into Digital Cookie, of course, my session timed out. I have to log back in. When you log in, if you have multiple troops, or if you are a troop leader and a parent, while I am logging back in because it bumped me out, why don't we have Jennifer introduce yourself? Jennifer, you should be able to unmute on your own and say hello.
Hi, everybody.
Okay. Now I'm back in and can share my screen. All right. So when you log in, if you are a parent and a troop leader or a troop leader of multiple troops, this is the screen that you should see that will let you change between which one of those things you are interacting as. You won't be able to see your girl yet because the parent part of Digital Cookie doesn't open until January 13th. But you do use the same login in the same spot for Digital Cookie as a troop leader and as a parent. So here we see our troop. This is a pretend troop leader that I'm using for training purposes. Neither of these are real troops. And it says Service Unit 603 because 603 is our council code, and I kind of forced this troop into existence. So we'll look at troop 1234. Click continue. And this is what you will see. So we have some different things that we can work with here. We'll keep scrolling down. We'll have a lot of data around our different portions of the sale. This is really cool to see, but as a troop leader, there's nothing here that you have to be following or tracking with any of these. One thing that can be really helpful here is you'll see girl campaign statistics. This is girls in Digital Cookie. So if you have, this troop has one girl in it because it's a training troop. If you have 14 girls in your troop, and for girls in DOC, it says 12, that means there are 2 girls that have not made it into Digital Cookie. And there's a variety of reasons that that could happen. What's most likely happened is they're either a brand new member, so they haven't been uploaded yet, or something about their association with your troop is just a little bit off, and we need to figure out where that problem is and get it corrected so we can get them uploaded. That could have been a problem in our membership software, in eBuddy, in the communication between eBuddy and Digital Cookie. There's a lot of different places, but once council knows about that problem, it's actually pretty quick for us to fix. We just need to know about it. So if you've waited 5 days and a girl that you're expecting to show up hasn't shown up yet, tell us. We want to get it fixed. We just sometimes don't know about it. And then this next one here is girls with a parent imported. When a girl goes into eBuddy, eBuddy tells Digital Cookie that she exists, but eBuddy does not know the girl's parent information. So I have to upload the girl's parent information into Digital Cookie also. I do this every time I upload girls into eBuddy. It's pretty quick for me to do, but sometimes girls end up missing one piece of that. and they don't get their parent uploaded, it's also possible that when the parent registered, somehow they registered without giving us an email address. And if they don't have an email address, I cannot put them into digital cookie. So it might just be that a parent didn't register with their email address for some reason, and they need to give us their email address, and then we can put them in digital cookie. But this girls in DOC should be all of the girls that are in your troop, and girls with a parent imported should be all of the girls in your troop as well. It should be 100%. In this case, this fake girl that I have in this troop does not have a fake parent for me to have uploaded. So I have not imported a fake parent for this fake girl. So I have one girl in digital cookie and 0 parents imported. Girls registered is when they're logged in for the first time. You can watch this and see how many of your girls in your troop have logged in for the first time. And this is really handy if you are trying to get everybody to log in, or if you're just trying to monitor what's going on. So those are really handy metrics to be using right there. And I actually have this on the council level also. I monitor this from the council level of how many girls are in digital cookie, how many girls have parent imported, and I can run a report for all the girls that don't have a parent imported and try to get them caught up, and do that fairly regularly, a couple times a week right now. Over here we have just some online sales metrics. You'll get a bar graph here of how your girls have been selling cookies. This can be nice to see, but again, it's a nice to see, not a have to see. We have some reports down here. These are reports that will open as an Excel file. They are truly reports. You can see all of the order data for every single girl. This will be a big report. It's going to have every single order listed by every single girl. And if you have a big troop or girls that are very active on digital cookie, this could be pages and pages. That's not uncommon, especially at the end of the season. We have our initial order information, parent due date, troop due date. So the last possible day for parents to be getting you their initial order information should be the 29th of January. If you tell them an earlier date, that's absolutely okay. If you know that you're going to be busy that weekend and you want to enter all of their initial orders the Thursday before, that's just fine. You just need to communicate that to your parents. And then this 129 parent due date isn't really published anywhere. So if you are making an earlier decision, that's absolutely okay. The 1:30 troop due date is at 11:59 p.m. on January 30th. That is a Monday. You need to have your initial order entered into eBuddy. I will talk about the connection between digital cookie and eBuddy in a couple of minutes. But this is a hard deadline. You are locked out of the initial order tab. You're locked out of editing it. You can still see it. At 11:59 p.m. Alaska time on January 30th. And that is pretty final. After that, you're the troop leader. Your service unit manager can adjust your initial order if they need to, but that's really a last resort kind of thing. After that, council has about a day that we can adjust an initial order. We can add to it or subtract from it if we need to, but we don't have any wiggle room past that. We have a scheduled time to be submitting our order with the baker, and if we were to miss it for any reason, we miss it. We end up at the end of the line. We might get our cookies sometime in the general time frame of when we submit our order, when we were supposed to, if we submit our order late, but they don't have to guarantee that for us. So we will be on time. I will be submitting the order, and if that means you had 3 girls who just didn't submit their order to you and you don't know what they needed to order, or you forgot, we would submit the order without you if we had to. However, we will go through every single troop who has not submitted an initial order by the end of the day on that Monday, January 30th, And if you haven't submitted an initial order, especially if you've shown interest in selling cookies, we will be contacting you. This cookie badges report is any girls who are using digital cookie to track progress on a cookie badge or an entrepreneurship pin. They can mark that in their digital cookie. That doesn't go anywhere except on this report. It's kind of nice for the girls to be able to track that on their own in digital cookie, but it'll show up on this report and you can check it and see if you need to order some pins or the badges, pick them up from council for the girls. But this is not something that council monitors at all. I don't even actually have access to this information unless I were to log in as a troop leader for your troop, which I'm not going to do. This reward selection report can be really handy if you choose to use it. So in the girl side of digital cookie, as long as the troop leader is keeping the girl orders tab in eBuddy updated, the girl will know which rewards level she is making it to, and she can go in and make selections in digital cookie if she has options to be selecting. So there, for example, the t-shirt, if she gets to the level where she can earn the t-shirt, she can pick her t-shirt size in digital cookie. But the only place that information goes is onto this report. So you as a troop leader can tell your girls and tell your parents, pick your rewards in digital cookie, and then I can see what you picked and enter it into eBuddy from this report. That way, it's all in one place. Hopefully the parents and girls have done their job, and then you don't have 15 pieces of paper wandering around that had selections written in third grade handwriting. It is an option. You do not have to you do not have to use this functionality if you don't want to. And this part does not go into eBuddy automatically, because every council has a slight difference in their reward structure, and it's just too complicated for the developers right now to make it work for every single council. So this is a flow that we hope to have years in the future. We do not have it this year, and we will not have it next year either. A lot of councils have given Girl Scouts USA the feedback that we would really like this option, but it's just not something that can happen yet. Okay. I've got a couple messages in the chat, so I'm going to check them. I have been talking a lot. Nasli, I'm not sure where I was talking when you asked about paper orders for digital cookie or eBuddy. But that was the next thing I was going to go over, is how and where the flow happens between digital cookie and eBuddy around submitting orders. Okay, let me just explain that whole system, how it's going to work this year. So this year, digital cookie will tell eBuddy. Sorry, I have to move things around to be able to show you eBuddy. This year, digital cookie will tell eBuddy what the girl ordered digital cookie orders are. So here we have some fake girls in a fake troop 1, 2, 3, 4. We have order card order. This is the line that you will be editing. We have girl delivered, digital cookie girl delivered. DOC used to stand for digital order card, and then digital order card became digital cookie, but we kept the acronym for some reason. So we have digital cookie girl delivered. This line will be populated with the girl delivered orders. This fake girl Alice did not have any girl delivered orders, but Betsy does. Here we have Betsy's order. which we can see she's got just a couple of cookies. And her order card is her paper card, which you as the troop leader will type in her order for. And then we have the total order here of just adding together her paper order card plus her digital cookie girl delivered cookies. I'm sorry, my house started making noise. Here we have another example of her order card orders, her digital cookie girl delivered orders, and the total here. When you go to enter them this year, you'll click on the girl, and whether you're on any kind of mobile device or a website, I do recommend doing this on the computer. I just think it's easier that way. But either way, you will have this as their individual girl order. The order card, paper order card column is editable. The DOC girl delivered is not, because that is flowing from digital cookie into eBuddy. So if we decided this girl had a couple more orders than that, we can adjust it and see the totals go up across. Make sure you click save. eBuddy really, really likes to delete the work you've entered if you don't click save. And we'll click save. It's been updated. And then we can scroll down and see the updates we just made to her paper order card. Her girl delivered still stays the same like this. Yeah, okay. There is a GS Learn video on a little more in depth on especially our ARCA, ARCA versus our Troop Gift of Caring, TGOC over here. That GS Learn training does go in depth into the differences on those. I highly recommend you view it. It'll be easier on me to not go through all of that right now. We'd be in 2 hours of training right now if I was going to go through that too. When you are ready to submit your initial order, you can submit here. Once you click submit, it is locked in and you cannot get it back. We can send it back to you if it is before January 30th, but after January 30th, there is not a way we can send it back to you. We can edit it from council, but I can't just open it back up for you after January 30th. So once you click submit, it is locked in. If you realized ahead of time that you did make a mistake, we can open it back up, but not after January 30th. So that is the flow from January 13th until January 30th. That's how this works. Just like last year, you will be able to see on your dashboard, loading a little slow, your girl delivered orders here. I think this is really handy, especially before January 30th, to see what girls have what orders. This opened in a new window, and you can print it. It typically fits on one horizontal piece of printer paper. Let's go back. After the initial order, that's next. We are donating our cookies to the American Red Cross Alaska chapter. We've had a long-standing relationship with them and they love our cookie donations. It's so fun to do our big donation to them. They bring 2 whole vans. We pack them full of 6,000 boxes of cookies. It's wonderful. And we just got our fall product donation for them into the office today. So this is our girl orders tab. You are not going to be able to make any edits to this until after the initial order is submitted. That means if a girl does hand you a payment for something before January 30th, which she shouldn't be doing anyway, because cookie orders are promises to buy cookies later, you can't enter that payment until after January 30th. So here we have our girls. I know it looks a little different this year. Actually, it looks a lot different this year. This year we're in variety view. So we have all of the different varieties up here with the very small green on green prices of all of our different cookies. The initial order tab did not include the Raspberry Rally because you cannot order a Raspberry Rally on the initial order. It is a direct ship only cookie, but it is here in the Girl Orders tab because her direct shipped Raspberry Rally cookies will show up on this tab. So we have, I believe this girl has some shipped orders. No, sorry, this is not the girl that I wanted to click on. Here we go. So these are shipped orders from Digital Cookie and her initial order and another order that I put in after it. So here we have a DOC ship, what packages were shipped, how much was due, how much was paid, and anything that's left due, the balance due, which is 0 because when it's a shipped order, it's paid in full. So these are 2 shipped orders. This is what shipped looks like, and you can see that because it says DOC shipped. We'll go look at a girl who has she's got both. She's got shipped orders, girl delivered orders, and her initial order. This is what a lot of your girls are going to look like. So she has 2 shipped orders, has the quantity of cookie boxes, the total due, the total paid, and the balance. And then we have DOC delivered, girl delivered orders. We don't have anything written here for the packages because eBuddy doesn't know if you have handed her those packages or not. We have the total due, which is 0, because it doesn't have cookies attached to it. eBuddy is only seeing this as a payment. 0 due, $47 was paid here. So that order totaled to $47 and that person paid $47. So eBuddy sees this as $47 that's been paid for with cookies that it doesn't know where they went. And then the same thing for this next girl delivered order here, $35, $35. And then we have her initial order. eBuddy isn't being told from the initial order that had her girl delivered orders and her paper orders. It's just putting those in a pot and giving those to this girl. It doesn't know if those are all paper orders or not. eBuddy just knows that this girl was given some cookies. If they could have been all paper orders. And after January 30th, all of the DOC girl delivered, it will think of as just payments, not packages. So you will have to tell eBuddy every time you hand a girl packages or every time you receive dollars from her, dollars, checks, things like that. So when you give her more cookies to account for these paid, the girl delivered ones, you will add an order to her because it's kind of like she's ordering cookies from you. Let's just give her a bunch of adventurefuls. So we put 7 adventurefuls on her and we click save. I should have put a comment on there, but that's okay. It'll just show up blank. See how it's blank there? It's because I didn't enter a comment. You should come up with some way to track for you. I've seen a lot of troop leaders use the date that the transaction happened or the name of the person that the order was actually for. Whatever you do to keep yourself organized is okay. I'm not going to police it. But if you call me and you need help and you just have a whole row of blank and you think one of them might be wrong, I'm probably going to tell you to figure out which one it is and then call me back. So we gave her 7 adventurefuls, and that total due is she's going to owe you $35. Paid was $0, but the balance due is $35. So that aligns with that $35 here, where $35 was paid, but Digital Cookie didn't know what to do with it. So this negative 35 and this positive 35 would cancel each other out to create the 7 packages of cookies and the $35 payment. They go together. If you have truly kept perfect records, which you really should be able to, of payments made to you and cookies given to girls, this total balance due here will come out to 0. If it is a negative number, it means that girl has unfulfilled girl delivered orders. It means she needs more packages of cookies. Okay, let's see some questions. That last row with no comment on it was, I just handed her 7 more boxes of cookies. I handed her 7 Girl Scout cookies. Okay, shipping is not waived for if you live in Alaska. Okay. For digital cookie direct shipped, shipping costs $12.99 for 4 to 7 boxes of cookies. And it's $14.99 for 8 packages up to, I think, 56. And once you get past 56, you start over on the shipping cost. This is the price nationwide. Everybody across the whole country pays this amount. Yes, the link will be available for this recording. We'll put it up on the website tomorrow. So everybody across the country pays that amount for shipping. Cookies are just expensive to ship. And that is a contract that's negotiated by Girl Scouts USA. That's where those prices come from. In the past, Alaska and Hawaii have had a surcharge because it is extra expensive to ship to us up here. However, for the past few years, and it hasn't been well communicated in the last few years, but this year also, if a person in Alaska orders shipped cookies from a girl in Alaska, they will not pay that additional $5, that shipping surcharge. So they will still pay the $12.99 or the $14.99, just like everybody else across the whole country. That $5 will probably still show up on the first screen because the developers leave it there for when somebody in Alaska orders from a girl in Hawaii or a girl in Florida. They will have to pay the shipping surcharge because they're ordering from a girl somewhere else. This is kind of special for our Alaska girls, that they don't have to pay that additional $5 to order from an Alaska girl, which I'm really thankful they were able to do that for us. It will be better communicated this year, and I hope on our digital cookie website as well. Okay. So what if a girl has her own cookie cupboard? So this is not really language I would use to describe this. So I'm going to explain a little bit what's going on first. Sometimes girls know how many cookies they want to sell. If a girl has a goal of selling 100 packages of cookies and knows she can make it, her parent may be totally okay with ordering 100 packages of cookies and then selling them out after they have the 100 packages of cookies sitting in their living room. In that case, if it was on her initial order will have the 100 packages of cookies. And maybe after that, she's only getting digital cookie girl delivered orders in. Digital cookie will tell eBuddy about those orders that they happened, they were paid for. And then the parent will fill those, or the parent will help the girl fill those orders out of that 100 packages she has sitting in her living room. Those 100 cookies will already be in her girl order, and those payments will come up underneath of it with zeros across the line because eBuddy only sees it as a payment. And at first it will look like she owes a whole bunch of money because 100 packages of cookies is expensive. And that balance due will go down as her girl delivered orders come in. If she also sells to her neighbor who hands her cash, and now she's holding $15 from her neighbor, when she gives that money to her troop leader, her troop leader will come in and add a payment. They can say, she gave me $15 on 1/5/23. We can call it a cash payment. Save. And then that shows up here, 1/5/23 cash payment, $15, so $15 off her balance. If a girl is operating in this kind of manner, it just kind of looks flipped from having cookies first and then payments underneath of it versus payments first and then the cookies underneath of it to fill the order. Either way, it absolutely works. Both of those are totally acceptable ways to do this. And at the end of the season for both of those girls, this total number at the bottom will still go to 0. I was not able to see if we have any individual girls IRGs on this call, but because this is being recorded, even though you are an individual girl and you don't have a troop that is handing out cookies to you, you do still need to record on this page because this attaches it to you as a person. This attaches the cookies to the girl. Otherwise, they're just kind of floating under the troop name, which even for an IRG is going to be, I think I have an example over here as A Smith. So A Smith is our IRG. For her girl orders, you still do need to put them attached to that girl. If you don't, I don't see them as the girl sold them. So she won't get the cookie credits, the product credits for all of the orders that she has fulfilled if you just leave them kind of float under the troop. If I need to go more into depth on that, I probably can later. The girl order screen will show them in date order, yes. I'm looking through the questions now. So if a girl has an order placed originally in Digital Cookie as a girl delivered order, you do have to assign those packages to her in eBuddy. Digital Cookie sees an order with dollars together. When that comes into eBuddy, eBuddy says, okay, we know the dollars were taken care of, but eBuddy doesn't know if you handed her those packages she needs. It doesn't know if the 100 packages that are sitting in her living room were to fill that order or if she's already given all of them out. So it is going to see the payments that it has and the cookies packages that that girl has been assigned and math out if all of her packages she's been assigned have been paid for. If she needs more cookies, it's going to show a negative amount in her balance because she has more payments assigned to her than she ever had packages. If it has a positive number, that means she has more packages assigned to her than she has paid you as a troop leader. Okay. If a girl accepts an in-person digital cookie order after the initial order is due, does Digital Cookie in-person cookie line for delivery keep track of that info also? Charlene, are you talking about the cookies in hand function? Okay, so cookies in hand will become available once we physically have cookies in Alaska. Cookies in hand is a way for a girl to accept usually a credit card payment through the Digital Cookie app. The Digital Cookie app is basically just a cash register. I don't recommend trying to use it for anything other than cookies in hand. You can use the Digital Cookie website on any browser on your phone. That will absolutely work. So if a girl is at the school pickup line with her mom and her mom happens to have a case of Thin Mints in the car and another parent says, hey, can I buy two packages of Thin Mints from you? And the mom and the girl say yes. And the parent says, I only have my credit card. That's great. We can take your purchase through cookies in hand on the Digital Cookie app and that comes up as a payment, just like a girl delivered payment does. So that will show up on our girl delivered, just like our girl delivered, but I believe it says in hand. I think it should say DOC in hand. I don't have any examples of this. They weren't able to give me any fake in hand orders, but that will come up as a payment. So those 2 packages of Thin Mints will be a $10 payment in the line. Then it's either that she needs 2 more packages of cookies from the troop leader, or she had 2 that she kept as part of her living room stockpile. Charlene, does that answer your question? Okay. So I don't even have access to the parent and girl side of Digital Cookie yet because it's not live. I only can show you the troop leader side because I created a fake troop leader, which is not recommended, but I did it anyway. So once I do have the girl and parent side with access to it, I will be able to create more trainings around what those things actually look like. I know there are a lot of parents who just really need to see it before they really get what they can do. So that is what I have planned for that day, the day that goes live. I'm trying to get back into Digital Cookie so I can show you the last little part of things, but it of course locked me out again. Digital Cookie is only idle for about 15 minutes and then it will log you out, which is a great security feature, but also sometimes it's annoying because then you have to log back in a couple times. Okay, so we're back into my troop leader side Digital Cookie. If you have multiple troop leaders, multiple troops that you are a leader of, you can toggle between them here. And this is also where you will be able to toggle between them and your girl if you also have a girl or girls. This is about the same location and what it looks like for parents that have multiple girls. So they will here toggle between their girls there. Your troop Digital Cookie site is already ready to be set up. It's right here. So this is where your troop can get a link that on February 27th, when direct ship becomes available, your troop can share this link to anyone, and they can order cookies from your troop, and your troop gets credit for it. This year is called a virtual booth because it really is like when you have a booth set up in front of Walmart and people you don't know order from your troop. They get cookies from you in front of Walmart. This one, we're just doing it online. The really cool part about this is starting on March 3rd, when the National Cookie Finder is available, people who don't know a Girl Scout can go online, type in their zip code, they type in 99502, they will get a link at the top that says you can order direct shipped cookies from this troop. They're in your zip code. And if there's not a troop in that person's zip code, it will pull up the closest one to them, which can be really handy, especially if you're in kind of an outer edge area. You'll get people who are further on the outer edge. You have to set this up for your troop to get that benefit. But once it's set up, you only have to set it up once and then it's good for the entire season. You really don't have to do any maintenance on it at all. These sales will flow into eBuddy in a way that I don't understand yet. You will be able to distribute them out across your girls evenly so that everybody can get credit for the virtual booth sales from the random person who just happened to be in the same zip code that your troop was and got direct shipped cookies from your troop. That is a training that I will have to create. once I'm able to even see what it looks like. That information is coming. Another handy thing is you can see what girl delivery orders are pending and what needs approved. So when a girl gets an order in for girl delivered cookies, she can approve or deny the order. Sometimes it's because grandma didn't realize which button to click, and grandma lives in Wyoming and she asked for her cookies to be delivered. And no, we're not going to hand deliver cookies from Alaska to Wyoming. That's really far. But sometimes maybe you're going to Wyoming for spring break. So yeah, we will hand deliver our cookies to grandma. So we approve that order. Last year, there were some issues with Digital Cookie, and they had to turn off the expiration date for girl delivered orders. So when a girl delivered order comes in, the parent has 5 days to accept or deny that order. After those 5 days, if it's left idle, it's denied. So those do need to be tracked and checked on. The data that Girl Scouts USA has is that those orders, or people who are getting orders on Digital Cookie, are checking the site about every 4 hours as an average. So I'm not particularly concerned about all of those orders expiring. This is how it's happened every year prior to last year also. And if at midnight Eastern time, every day, if a parent has an unapproved order, they'll get one email. So it will have one email with all of their unapproved orders. If an order comes in at noon and they approve it at 2, they won't get that email of unapproved orders, even though it did exist as an unapproved order. We don't want to send parents a million emails because they got a million orders. We want to send them one email to tell them you have a bunch of orders that you need to look at. This email happens automatically. I have no control over it. I actually never see it. So you can see here what girls need to be approving orders, and you can maybe poke a parent about it if you need to. I see lots of questions coming in. Accepting credit cards instead of cash when ordering cookies. So at booths, you can accept credit cards through Cookies in Hand. After we actually get cookies here, we can do digital Cookies in Hand. Cookies in Hand will be under like the virtual booth. Honestly, I recommend using Cookies in Hand on the app. I think that's the easiest way to do it. If a girl has 100 boxes of cookies and they're hoping to sell them, they are responsible for all of them. Yes, that is correct. Digital Cookie is currently available for troop leaders to log into this part. Digital Cookie becomes available to parents, caregivers, girls on January 13th when our sale begins next Friday. Digital Cookie direct ship becomes available on February 27th. Raspberry Rally will be available to order on February 27th when direct ship orders are available to be placed. Every troop should have gotten or is getting a package of the Raspberry Rally cookie so that you can try it. We also will have it at the Anchorage in-person cookie rally next week. Okay, one thing to try first, if you are having troubles getting into Digital Cookie as a troop leader, is to go into your eBuddy. When you're in eBuddy, go to Contacts and see what's going on. This is demo, so it's a little different. But if you don't have a name here, it's not going to let you into Digital Cookie. You have to have your name and your address updated in eBuddy to get into Digital Cookie. I know it seems kind of weird. I don't really get that connection, but that is what it is. So that's your first step of troubleshooting if you can't get into Digital Cookie, is go into eBuddy first. So from wherever you were on eBuddy, you go to this tab that says Contacts, if you see that your email address is present, but your name is blank, just go over here to click edit, update contact info. It'll take you out over to this page and you can update your contact information and update profile. Once you have that in there, it might take an hour for it to process back and forth, but it should be about immediate to send you over into Digital Cookie, and you should be able to log in then. If you are not able to get into Digital Cookie for some reason, or I'm sorry, if you're not able to get into eBuddy for some reason, let us know, or if you let me know today. I have not gotten to uploading you today. I will run that upload as soon as this is over while the video is processing, but I have not gotten to that part today. Let's see what other questions we've got. Okay. If you do have your name in eBuddy on your contacts and you still can't get into Digital Cookie for some reason, send us a message at council and I will figure out what's going on. That might just take some more digging for me to figure out what's up. To get into eBuddy, if you are a troop leader or a troop cookie manager, you should, because sometimes things get weird, you should have access to eBuddy right now. You can log into eBuddy. The best link I have is on our website, girlscoutsalaska.org, on our cookie website. But this link should take you to log into eBuddy also. It's not showing you the 23 cookie season. Something's going on. I need to do some digging for you, Reese. Jennifer, will you make a case for me for Reese that I can handle tomorrow? You can put it directly to my queue. Thank you. All right, so this link should take you to a login page for eBuddy. It is the email address that you logged into. Oh, okay. Yes, Nicole, you are on my list of needs to be uploaded this afternoon or this evening. So I will run that as soon as the recording starts to process. So just hang on, we'll get you in. Okay. Whew, that was a lot of information. That was a marathon hour of me talking, which is fine. One day 3 of this. Any other questions? We are 6 minutes from the end of time. I would like to respect your time and make sure this ends at 7:30. And I am very aware that I need to create some trainings around cookies in hand and some trainings for parents and girls for using Digital Cookie. That is coming. I just can't access that part of the site now, so I can't create a training on something I can't access. So that will be soon. Any questions? I know we had some service unit managers on here earlier. If you are still here and have any awesome insights, I would love to hear from service unit managers. Is your eBuddy password the same as your fall product manager site? That's up to you. They are different sites. They do not talk to each other. They don't even know each other exists. So if you created your eBuddy password with the same password that you would have created your fall product site, the M2 site password, they could be the same password. If you're really not sure, just go into eBuddy and click forgot password. If your email address is definitely in there, then you will be able to reset your password with forgot password, and then you can get into eBuddy that way. I do have an awesome graphic behind me. This was created by Little Brownie Baker. This should be available on the Little Brownie Baker website. And I can have our IT person, Emily, put a couple of them up on our website also. I love this background. I love this one. So Little Brownie Baker is probably where these are available. I'm grabbing that link in the chat. Yes, Ola, I will give you a call tomorrow. Cheddar Up is a third-party credit card processing option that you can use if your troop would like to. It is an additional site, it is additional responsibility, but it's still available this year if you would like to use it. Council will cover the credit card transaction fee from Cheddar Up from March 3rd until April 2nd. So that covers all of the time that booth sales are happening. If you would like to use Cheddar Up for your troop, just hang out for a couple more days until the next cookie break goes out. I hope to have all of our Cheddar Up information in next week's cookie break. Next week's cookie break should actually be packed full of information. I highly recommend you read it thoroughly. The cookie break is a Wednesday email that goes out, newsletter style, has lots of important information in it all of the time. If you are not getting it, it means one of two things. Something in our membership software happened and you're not coded correctly and we need to fix that, but that's an easy thing to do once we know we need to fix you. And the other possibility is you at some point opted out of emails. And we would love to get you opted back in. So that is something you can do in your MyGS account, or you can give us a call or an email and we can opt you back in. We are officially over time. I'm happy to stay and answer questions. But if you need to hop off, feed a kiddo, put a kiddo to bed, anything like that, absolutely understand. Thank you all so much for joining me tonight. I hope I answered a lot of questions, cleared things up, got us ready for a smooth sailing cookie season. Thank you so much for being here.